Rabiot, who controversially, I guess, or infamously refused to place on the standby list for France for the just gone World Cup finals.
You have the ball. Okay, good match. Good match.
Formalities completed by our team of match officials, and we are just about set to go. Let's bring you those teams then, starting with Bayern Munich. Niko Kovac, an 11 that includes the likes of Ulreich and Martinez, Robin Ribery and Sandro Wagner, but opportunities from the start for some of the young stars. Josip Stanisic, an 18-year-old centre-half, 17-year-old Oliver Batista Meyer, 19-year-old midfielder Paul Will, signed in the summer from Kaiserslautern, all in the starting 11. As for Paris Saint-Germain, former Borussia Dortmund boss Thomas Tuchel selects this 11 to start against his old foes Bayern Munich. Buffon, the big inclusion, having ended his 17-year association with Juventus. Ahead of him, an inexperienced backline, including France under-17 captain Loic Besso, Lassana Diarra and Adrien Rabiot, two steady influences in midfield. And up front, the US international 18-year-old Timothy Weah, son of the former World Player of the Year and Paris Saint-Germain star George. Referee Alexander Harkam. For Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain, the start of a campaign that they hope will end in more silverware. And certainly another shot at the Champions League that has been dominated by Real Madrid and Barcelona in recent times. Spanish clubs have dominated both the Champions League and the Europa League. Double last season for the city of Madrid. As we are underway in Klagenfurt. And some of these young Paris Saint-Germain players looking for a steadying early touch. Buffon's clearance out of play. Throw in taken by Bernat. Javi Martinez. And Martinez again. Rolls it across to the right-hand side, Rafinha. And now Stanisic, the 18-year-old. Good feet from Batista Meyer, who has started down this right-hand side. Looks like Robin might get the number 10 role today. Sharp work from Weah, and then from Antoine Bernet, French under-19 international. Rabiot wants it inside instead. With Lassana Diarra just popping up between those centre halves. Worked out by Tufiki. And then it's Kevin Roman. Normally centre half, looks like he's starting left back today. Roman, who finally made his senior debut for Paris Saint-Germain at the final game of last season. 27 years of age now. A few years at the club. Here goes Nkunku. Very good end to last season, 5 goals in the last 15 games of the campaign for Christopher Nkunku. Trying to work their way through. Bernet's pass intercepted. Touch from Nkunku. They look to get on it again from Bernet, and here's an opportunity. Tufiki. He had Weah inside him.
Yeah, positive start in PSG. Young players stroking the ball around, good movement, and Nkunku on the ball a lot so far, and a good start for the young boys.
Throw in for Colin Dagba. Entered a contract this year to 2020 after impressing in the UEFA Youth League and with the Paris Saint-Germain second team. Rabiot, neatly done. And all the way back with Diarra again. Challenge coming in quickly on Azzedine Tufiki. Olivier Batista Meyer, just 17 years of age. Diarra again. Looks to ping it out to that right-hand side. Nicely weighted as well. Weah and Nkunku awaiting a cross that might yet come from Dogba.
Yeah, good play from Bogford down the right hand side. Barnett, you know, diving into the challenge easy around him. Good block for it. Knocked the ball out for a corner kick for PSG.
Corner to be taken by Nkunku. Six starts, 21 appearances off the bench for the 20-year-old last season. Good looking delivery. Rabiot's header. And saved down low to his left hand side from Ulreich.
Yeah, good ball in, like you say, from Nkunku. Started the game really well. Here's the ball out swinger. And Rabiot rises above the Bayern Munich defence. Good save down at the keeper's left hand post. Good hands.
Sven Ulreich, a very impressive campaign last time around. His first 2 seasons with Bayern Munich, just 10 appearances last season, 47 of the 53 games he started with that long-term injury to Manuel Neuer. Niko Kovac, who has been brought in the space of 3 years, brought Eintracht Frankfurt from surviving a relegation playoff to back-to-back German Cup finals, winning it last year famously against Bayern Munich. Former players, we said at the outset, so he'll know the Bayern philosophy. A huge job for him, but also what he's done in the last 3 years, one that he probably feels that he's ready for.
Yeah, he's done well, like you say, with a smaller club in Germany, and to win that cup final last year against Munich is a fantastic occasion for them, and got himself a fantastic job as well.
Gianluigi Buffon, 17 seasons, 665 appearances for Juventus, the 12-time Serie A goalkeeper of the year, the 06 World Cup winner. And bringing in experience, well, that's the way to go. Here goes Bernat. Important season ahead for him, didn't feature too much last season. Let's get to the end line. Seen off by Loic and Besso. Dagba taking up station at the back post for Buffon. Corner to come now from a man for whom every pre-season game is important. Renato Sanchez. Will was at the back post. A late arrival into the penalty area was Stanisic, the teenage centre-half. It was Will's header in the end.
Yeah, good ball in from Sanchez, like you say. Good pace on it. Right foot this time, curling in on top of the goalkeeper. Buffon stayed in his line. And Will just couldn't direct the header on goal.
Thomas Tuchel didn't have any real playing career of note. Started his managerial career with the second string at Augsburg 11 years ago now. Did well at Mainz, and that earned him that familiar path, previously trodden by Jurgen Klopp to Dortmund. 2017 Cup winner there, but also rumours of some disagreements with certain players and those higher up at the club. There's an opportunity for Paris Saint-Germain now. Will sliding in, attempting to halt the charge of Tim Weah, backed up by Rabiot. And it's Tufiki, and Rabiot goes again, sets it up on the left hand side, crossing opportunity, comes right out to the edge. Tufiki once more. Rabiot takes out a cross on the end line, but taken in by Ulreich. Bayern Munich last season wrapping up an incredible 6th straight Bundesliga title, lost that cup final to Kovac and Eintracht Frankfurt, lost the Champions League semi-final to Real Madrid. Put everything into that competition last season. Second in the group to Paris Saint-Germain. As we said, it has been Real Madrid's competition of late. Paris Saint-Germain. Robin holds it up well on the end line. Moves it back to the support provided by Batista Meyer, but 17-year-old has turned over possession. And then it's Stanley and Soki. Way unable to keep it in play. Paris Saint-Germain back on top in France last season after Monaco's title win of the season before. They maintained their incredible record in the domestic cups. 4.5 years since they've lost a domestic cup game between the French Cup and the League Cup. Won both again last season.
Yeah, fantastic season, like you say. They've got some real talented players, and the one thing, they're a bit like Man City as well, they want to progress a little bit further in the Champions League this season. That's really where they want to make their mark. You know, as a French team, there's not too many French teams have won that, and with all the resources that they have, I'm sure that's the area they'll be looking at. Like I say, like Manchester City, to progress in the Champions League further.
Well, up to the arrival of the money, the 90s was their time. Paris Saint-Germain, the second league title in '94, a team that included George Weah and David Ginola. Won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1996. Champions League semi-finalists 1995, lost to AC Milan over 2 legs. There goes the lively Nkunku to Fiki. Plenty of touches for the 19-year-old so far. Down the left-hand side in Suki. Nkunku again. And it's Roman. But Paul Will has it now. Sliding in is Bernat. Here's Ribery. Look at Robin and Ribery, 34 and 35 respectively, but not playing international football anymore, of course, which Bayern would be happy with. Just extends their careers even further, with 2 players who've obviously looked after themselves so well. Very professional in their approach. And still major players at this level, even if the injuries are a little more frequent now than they were in years past.
Yeah, like you say, a little bit easier for them not playing international football, still getting on in age, and will have to be managed in that regard. And but 2 huge players for Bayern Munich, huge experience and huge talents.
Ribery into his 12th season for Marseille. They got him for what looks an absolute snip these days, 25 million. Willy Hoeneß at the time saying he was the one they wanted. Martinez, World Cup and European Championship winner, 2010 and 12 respectively with Spain. Seen him again today playing that centre-back position, which he initially was put into at Bilbao under Marcelo Bielsa. And Nkunku, who's maybe been the star man for Paris Saint-Germain so far.
Yeah, he's been very good. His touch really assured, good on the ball, passing range is good, moving in off that right hand side at times as well to join up the play in the central area. Good start to the game from Nkunku.
A regular in that first team squad last season, as we said, over 20 appearances off the bench. Weighed in with 5 goals as well from his midfield role. There's Antoine Bernet, looks out to the right hand side. Nkunku able to get onto that nice pass out from Javi Martinez. Bernat, and all the way back with Ulreich. Bayern's first competitive game, August 12th, the Super Cup against Eintracht Frankfurt. Cup game 6 days later against 4th-tier opposition. League campaign will begin at home to one of the sides of last season, Hoffenheim, August 24th. They'll also have Stuttgart, Leverkusen and Schalke as part of their opening 4 fixtures. Renato Sanchez, huge season for him, bought in for big money when you consider that his senior debut for Benfica was less than 3 years ago. Bayern paid big money, it didn't work out in his first season. There's an opportunity, and palmed away by Buffon. The effort from Batista Meyer took a little bubble.
Yeah, I don't think he connected it with Batista Meyer too well, and Buffon didn't take any chances. Here you see he hits it, scuffs it a little bit. Gone into the far corner, Buffon just touches it away.
And before Sandro Wagner, the striker who wears number 2, could get on the rebound, Buffon shoveled it away into a safe area. Renato Sanchez, who we were talking about last season on loan at Swansea, didn't go to plan either, headed away by Kevin Romanic. This pre-season important for Renato Sanchez. Niko Kovac has gone on record saying he wants him to bring him back into a positive environment, to make him feel good about himself, that he's got qualities that others don't have. It's just a question of getting him back on the right track.
Yeah, in fairness to him, he burst onto the scene, and you know, the move didn't work out for him. Move to Swansea didn't really work out either. So you're hoping he can nurture that young talent and get him back, get confidence back in his play. But it is a big season for him, because obviously with the fee that's involved, there's an expectancy from the Bayern Munich fans.
Rumours as well that Thiago is eyeing a move up back to Barcelona. How much truth is in those rumours, we're not sure. If that was the case, it would open up one of those midfield roles. Thomas Tuchel will be without the experienced Thiago Motta, who hung up his boots at the end of last season. Javier Pastore moving on to Roma. In truth, he was a fringe player the last couple of campaigns. Yuri Barish, the left back as well, heading back to Spain, to Bilbao. Sandro Wagner turns well. And there is Lassana Diarra, 33 years of age now. Rabiot has lost it, and the effort coming in from Sandro Wagner. Well struck, but Buffon all the way behind it.
Yeah, Bayern just pressed Rabiot there, picked the ball up in the box, just outside the box, and got a shot away. Here you see Rabiot on the ball, gets picked off too easy, looking for a foul, not a free kick. Could have stayed on a little bit longer, look for someone else. Difficult angle for the shot. Never a free kick for me. Like I said, there's players around him, can maybe lay it off Ribery in the box there, maybe for a little pass. But Paris Saint-Germain started the game quite well. Munich have got the grips with their shape now and have started to stroke the ball quite well. Two in the middle for Paris Saint-Germain, going to be really important, Diarra and Rabiot, with the amount of young players in their team.
When you look at what has been the strength for Paris Saint-Germain in recent campaigns, certainly last season, the wide areas, Neymar and Mbappe. A different setup today. Here goes Tufiki. Turns well, gets his cross into. Good defending by Renato Sanchez. Got there to put the pressure on Nkunku. Bernat inside to Renato Sanchez. Still just 20 years of age. Young Player of the Year at the successful Euro 2016 Championships for Portugal. Here goes Robin. Laid off by Sandro Wagner. Rafinha. Renato Sanchez again, faced up by Bernat. Looks out to the left-hand side. Bernat. Dagba there for Paris Saint-Germain. They've worked this well. Too much on the cross though. Stanley and Soki look to play it forward, but Tufiki got on his heels. Rafinha steps in. Robin. And Batista Meyer and Renato Sanchez. Rafinha again. It's just behind Joshua Kimmich in the pecking order in terms of that right back position for Bayern. Rabiot, lovely touch that, knew exactly what was going on around him. And here goes Diarra. The break from that very deep position. Bernat. Two options to his right hand side. Nkunku. Confidently back inside towards Bernat to get his shot away. Charged down by Bayern. And again Rabiot clever. Knew exactly the pressure was coming behind him. Lets the ball run through. And PSG to start from the back again. Tuchel, who forged that reputation as a very good young coach during those years at Mainz. Buffon, who's just 4 years his junior. Retired now from the international scene. 176 caps, 80 of those as captain of Italy.
It will be interesting to see how he deals with the big superstars when they come back, the likes of Neymar and that. And, you know, big task for him. You know, like we said, it's a great job to have, but it's, you know, he's going to have to manage. He's got some big players there, big personalities.
It's a big part of the job, isn't it? We saw what happened with Jorge Sampaoli in Argentina during the summer. All the stories that have come out about that, and basically some of the senior Argentinian players taking over the dressing room. Azzedine Tufiki. Paul well in with that sharp tackle. And Rabiot, who's starting to exert a growing influence in this game now. Tufiki unable to take it in, and Rafinha. Good angle provided by Javi Martinez. Almost 18 minutes in Klagenfurt. Good contest so far, both sides having their periods on top. Robin off in chase. Diarra, a long-time teammate perhaps, thinking back to the Real Madrid days. Sees the ball out over the end line.
Yeah, he's a willing runner, Robin still, isn't he? He's willing to go chase balls down into corners. Not a great ball that time, I think, from Rafinha, but he didn't give it up. He chased it all the way into the end. Fantastic attitude for a senior player.
Interesting to hear the thoughts of Chris Richards, their 18-year-old US centre half, who's arrived in 6-month loan deal from FC Dallas, the youngster from Alabama, talking about training with Robin in particular. And he said you watch him on TV, everyone knows what he's going to do. He said, but it's so different when you're actually on a pitch with him. He said he played a five-a-side game with him in training, and he said it's just a different level entirely.
Yeah, he's got that attitude, and that's why he's been a top player and played for some top teams around the world, and he still has that attitude, wants to do well, wants to win. Even earlier on the game there, he's having a little pop at the players. Young Will in the midfield, not pressing the ball high enough. Once he went to press the full back, the ball was played in. They were Partizan midfielder who got space to turn, and Robin was after him to let him know, listen, if I'm going in, you're coming in after me, you know. So that's what you want with young players. You want players like him to teach them the game when they're on the park.
Almost a decent ball that from Batista Meyer for Sandro Wagner, who did a good job coming in as the backup striker midway through last season. To Lewandowski, Wagner returning back to Bayern almost 10 years after he left. There's a good ball for Weah, who'll take it on. On his left foot. Off target, but pacey. Broke into the first team, 3 appearances towards the end of last season. Tim Weah. Some big attacking players to learn up in training, certainly, for sure. Yeah,
but he's been good so far. His movement has been very good that time, looking to get down the side of the centre halves at Bayern Munich earlier on, coming short and linking the play as well. So, but like you say, he's got some job to break into that team with the talent that's in that squad.
He's in that situation as well where even at the age of 18 he's got to become his own man, his own person, following the footsteps of his former World Player of the Year, Dad George. The early signs are encouraging. 3 senior caps for the US men's national team, and his goal against Bolivia made him the 4th youngest scorer for the national team after Christian Pulisic and Juan Agudelo and Josie Altidore. He's also the first player born in 2000 to be capped for the senior team, Tim Weah. It's a path being increasingly explored by a lot of Bundesliga clubs. We've got connections now in the US, bringing young players over, giving them a chance, and seeing who maybe could do what Weston McKennie at Schalke last season. What an outstanding campaign they had, and he played a decent part in it as well. Another one of the young examples. Josip Stanisic, and back with Ulreich. Greatest of balls for Rafinha, right up all the way by Stanley and Soki. Here is Bernat. Looks early for Ribery, who's offside. A good line held by that very inexperienced Paris Saint-Germain back 4. Back 4 that, for the most part, I suppose you could call it a back 3, given how deep Diarra is playing.
Yeah, he has just sitting there, hasn't he? Just protection in front of his. They're nearly, like you say, 2 defenders, and both fullbacks pushed right on. And Diarra had given that little bit of protection in there. But been very good so far. Kept the play ticking over. Like I said, it's given him that protection in front of the 2 centre halves.
Tufiki. Now in Soki. His Ligue 1 debut last December. His only senior appearance against Cannes. Here's Nkunku. Loic Mbesso, born in Cameroon, but a French under-17 international. Big week for him, signed his first professional deal to 2021. Paul Will. And now Rafinha. Renato Sanchez. Clears quickly by Antoine Berned. Keeps his composure out to the 17-year-old Baptiste Meyer. Great turn, good work from Renato Sanchez again. Javi Martinez. To drop one over the top for the run of Sandro Wagner, who's taken that in brilliantly and then has the presence to hold on to it and tee up Frank Ribery arriving on the scene. It's a lovely ball forward, great touch by Sandro Wagner and linking up Ribery.
Yeah, just what you want your centre forward to do. Ball into him, holds it up. Wagner nice and strong, lays it off for Ribery. Doesn't connect with it too well, but good play from Wagner.
Half a dozen goals last season, Frank Ribery. You look at Kingsley Coman, who's amongst those in reserve today. Missed almost all of last season. Well, there's the run-in rather. 14 games. Did manage to return off the bench in the ill-fated cup final. Renato Sanchez again. And now Stanisic. Over to Javi Martinez. Bernat. Give and go with Ribery. Switch of play from Martinez for Rafinha. Rafinha, who did a job on occasion last season at left back. Bernat. Strong challenge right in his back from Mbeso. Here is Nkunku. Way, I might just have been onside as well, as Rafinha was a little slow stepping up with the rest. Played forward by Kevin Romani. Too bad from the young Paris Saint-Germain players so far. Just that one real save for Buffon to make from the effort from Baptiste Meyer. That Ribery effort that was wide a few moments ago. There's a little bit of a misunderstanding. Then Paris Saint-Germain might be in here. Tufiki out to Nkunku. Well, looking for service. It's not come just yet. Back with Dagba. Nkunku again. Beautifully done. Berned. He's crossed in, or almost did. Bernat well positioned for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, good on the ball again. Nkunku looks very comfortable, direct as well, looking for passes around him, but wants to run at people. Another corner kick for PSG. But like you say, their shape has been very good in the game so far for a young team.
Just that position of Lassana Diarra almost has the insurance policy at the back as well. Looks a wise move now in that respect from Thomas Tuchel. Nkunku dropped one on the head of Rabiot early in the game that drew a save from Ulreich. And Rabiot will climb again. And under pressure, couldn't force this one on target. Adrien Rabiot, who made his debut back in the 12-13 season as a teenager under Carlo Ancelotti. Now over 30 appearances in 5 seasons running. Last season, 43 starts.